If you are already following me, following my channel, then you already know there are several objects in NX that we deal with when we write a NXOpen program. For example, NX object, tagged object, displayable object, and if I drill down to uh, views in drawing, then drafting view, modeling view, base view, work view. If I look at the several type of features, then we do have sketch feature, we have body feature, and so on and so on. So huge number of objects we deal with, and when we deal with these huge objects, huge variety of objects, we also deal with converting one object to another object type. And in this video, I am going to share with you one of the very safe way to convert one object type to another object type. Have a look at this code. Here I have declared a displayable object, and this is the identifier for this variable. And what I have done, I am trying to convert the NX object variable as displayable object. So here I am converting a not displayable, I am converting NX object to a displayable object. This is one way of converting a object into another type. The other way is this, which is a explicit conversion we say. Here as well, I do have a displayable object, and I am converting that. I'm converting NX object into a displayable object using this syntax. I have written into bracket as displayable object and followed by the variable which is NX object. This is called explicit conversion. Now both these ways are doing the same thing, one and the same thing, but they are doing it differently. And it is not just a different way of doing the same thing, but the result as well is different. So let me show you the result. First, we will go with the second option. I will now test this code and I am going to test this with a second option where I have converted the object explicitly. Let's run this. I have got a system.invalid cast exception error. It says that unable to cast object of type drawings.view alignment to NXOpen displayable object. And by this information and by common sense, we can definitely agree that view alignment cannot be converted to a displayable object. Now let me try the another way. Now I have commented the option 2 and I have kept option 1 where I am converting NX object as displayable object, which is not explicit conversion. Let's try with this method now. You could see it has run and it has also given some result in an information window. But the important thing is I have not got any error. Now why this? Before this, I would like to take you through the different exceptions that we come across. Let me show you some cast exception related errors, and I already sure that you are working NXOpen programming, you are learning it, and you are trying your own code, and you definitely have come across any of these errors by yourself. Here, this is the same error, invalid cast exception, unable to cast NX object to NXOpen dot part. The other one is similar, invalid cast exception, section view, detail view, even projected views. These object types cannot be converted to base view. Maybe the way this particular user is trying to convert them is not the correct one. So he is getting this invalid cast exception. Again, here invalid cast exception, cam multi-axis roughing builder to the surface counter builder. This conversion is not done properly or not happened. Other is unable to cast object NXOpen UI to NXOpen tagged object. So these are just fewer examples, but I am sure that you come across this when you try writing your own code. Now, coming back to these two methods that we had. We have tested these both the methods and we have seen that the first method works uh, very correct. Now I am going to tell you what is the difference between these two. What exactly is the difference between these two, which makes the first one a safer one to use that does not give any errors, and what exactly happens with the second one, which throws an exception. So let us see what is the difference. In short, both these lines perform the same operation, which is attempting to cast NX object to a displayable object type. However, they use different syntaxes for the casting operation. The first one is uses displayable object is equals to NX object as displayable object. This line uses as keyword for casting. It will attempt to cast NX object to a displayable object. The thing is that here, if it is successful, it will return a reference to a casted object if it is successful, but if not, it will return null if the cast fails. So this approach is safer because if it is unable to convert, it will return null. And this is why it is safer and it does not throw an exception if the cast fails. This is the beauty of first option. Now let's talk about the second option. In this line, it uses the explicit casting. It explicitly specifies the type to which NX object is being cast. If NX object cannot be casted to displayable object, it will throw an invalid cast exception. It is for sure because it is forcefully trying to convert, even if it is not possible. This approach is less safer because it may cause runtime exceptions if the cast fails, and we have seen that it fails, and then we got an cast exception error. So in general, it is recommended to use as operator when you are not sure if the cast will succeed and want to handle the case where it fails gracefully. However, if you are certain about the type of object and want to enforce the cast strictly, you can use explicit casting. Now you know a pro tip where to use the as keyword for casting and where to perform the explicit casting. Here I am introducing a course called C# Essentials for NXOpen Customization and Programming. Enroll now and unlock the power of customization in NX. Don't miss out.